What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of the Legends Lounge. I am your host, Saggy Mounds, with my co-host, RJ. What's up, RJ?
Nothing much, Saggy. Just chilling. Got some. Health wise, some crazy stuff's been going on, but I'm always happy to be here, talk some Apex Legends.
Yes, and we got some stuff to talk about today.
Yeah, I saw some weird weapon stuff going on, making some balance changes again.
Yeah, they always are doing that. But yes, so we're gonna talk about the weapons changes of season 9. We're a week in, so we're gonna talk about how we're feeling about the game so far since we're a week in. I know we talked about it on day of the launch, but now we're gonna talk about everything positive or negative about it since the horrible launch day. And we're also gonna I'm personally going to give new Apex Legends gamers some tips, tricks, and also kind of explain to you guys why, if you aren't into Apex Legends or you were, now you're not, maybe, give a little insight and maybe why now is a great time to get back into it. But first, let's talk about the changes that were made in the last patch update. Got a lot of changes here. So the Spitfire, as you guys saw in the thumbnail, Spitfire was nerfed and the Wingman was buffed, which is kind of a big deal because anyone who's actively been playing Apex Legends knows that the Spitfire for the last few seasons have been really ridiculously OP.
It's the go-to weapon to have in every single match for sure.
Right. There are teams who literally will have nothing but Spitfires if they can find them on the map. And yeah, the Spitfire, I will agree, the Spitfire did need a nerf. It was a little bit too overpowered. So I am glad of this nerf. Normally I'm not happy with nerfs on anything, but this is a nerf that I will say 100% support because there are way too many people just dropping everybody with Spitfires. The wingman has always been kind of a good weapon, even since season 0. The wingman has always really been a good weapon. It's just it's a handgun, and you have to have pretty decent accuracy with firing it. So it was kind of a turnoff for most players to pick it up and use it, unless it was like a weapon you happened to pick up as soon as you landed and you just needed something. But the more people, if you get used to the wingman, you know how it shoots, and you get a good feel for it. The wingman is a really good weapon. It's always been a weapon. Making it giving it a buff makes sense. The buff isn't because it needed a buff. It's more that the developers want us to use the wingman more. That the P2020, the Mozambique, pistol guns are not used as often as they should. The RE45 is a very, very good underrated pistol to use. So what do you think, RJ? What pistol would you use if it was a choice for you?
Well, it's funny, when I first started playing through season 8, I ended up using the Mozambique a lot, which isn't the I mean, it's okay. It's like, it's very situational though. I have actually been using the Wingman a little bit more lately, like in stuff like arenas and stuff, and sometimes it's in Battle Royale. It's been pretty good, I would say. I mean, it feels a little bit like a Mozambique, but I would describe it more like a Magnum pistol to me. That's what it feels like.
Right. So, a little tip for you people who aren't familiar with using a Mozambique. I got used to using the Mozambique when it was part of an event when there were Mozambiques everywhere, and you only started off with the Mozambique. In certain events where the Evil Shields first came, you would start off with the Mozambique. So I got used to using it pretty quickly and got very good with it. The trick with the Mozambique, however, is it's one of those guns where you have to either know how to shoot and move at the same time, hip fire, or also just, willing to take a few shots, because you need to be very accurate with the Mozambique. So it's one of those guns where if you want to aim and shoot, you have to be willing to take a few hits.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Because if you're not careful and you try and fire the Mozambique, you can get freaking like sprayed with bullets.
All right. So let's get into this patch note. So the season 9 patch notes, because it's already live, but I still want to talk about it, just to talk about the things that I like or don't like. But so all the sniper weapons now are called marksman weapons, which makes sense because now you have the bow, which is kind of cool. It's not a bad weapon. It is pretty OP if you hit your shots, but it's a good weapon. So the weapons category, as well as nerfs to the Spitfire, assault rifles, and more. So let's talk about. Well, here's a new Legend Valkyrie. So this should be Rise, the 30-30 repeater. Yeah, I don't know. The 30-30 repeater is okay.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? It was a big weapon last season. Like they are really like trying to get people to use it. Like for me, I only really found it like again like a situational weapon or if a weapon I like know the choice to use. But I feel like with the 30 repeater, ever since the what do they call it, the bow kick, ever since that came out, I feel like the 30 repeater is not really as useful anymore.
Yes, I think so. I've noticed the thing that every category for weapons, you have your light ammo, your heavy, and your energy. The Bokek is the exception because it's kind of in its own class. Having the 30-30 repeater be a weapon that's similar, that's a heavy ammo weapon that's compared to like the G7 Scout, which is light ammo, it kind of makes sense because you can use the G7 Scout 30. Because you believe it or not, the G7 Scout was actually classified as a sniper rifle instead of a assault rifle when it
Oh,
first.
really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, the G7 Scout was actually a sniper rifle. Not an assault rifle, but the G7 Scout was actually OP.
Why did they change that?
This just because the G7 Scout was classified as a sniper rifle, like, and it was a little overpowered. So if you got a sniper rifle scope on the G7 Scout with the rapid fire shooting that it does, it was overpowered. So they just changed it to an assault rifle, so you couldn't.
Sense.
Yeah, so they changed it to it still functions the same as it did when it started. It's just you can't attach a sniper scope to it anymore because if you had that sniper scope, people were just dropping like ridiculously crazy, and it was literally killing the game. So they changed it so you can't attach a sniper scope to it. Still functions the same. It still functions the same, and if you get a 3-time scope, still like the 3-time scope is what I use on some snipers too, but a 3-time scope is still pretty crazy with G7 Scout. But they put the triple take in the care package, which was kind of like, why? We already have the Kraber, which is more powerful sniper. Having the triple take being a care package red weapon seems a little OP in my opinion, but I mean I've gotten it and gotten wrecked, so I mean I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
The triple take will replace the Peacekeeper and the supply drops. The Peacekeeper was always a ground weapon. The Kraber is the only weapon so far since Season 0 that has not been taken out of the supply drop. The Peacekeeper, since Season 0, it was the Kraber and the Mastiff that were the first weapons that were only in the supply drop. And that's it. So having the Peacekeeper be back on the ground isn't really different for me. Maybe for you because you're new and you don't remember when the Peacekeeper was a ground only weapon. But the Peacekeeper was a ground weapon, and it took the hop up precision choke, the same as the triple take did before they took out the hops completely and just incorporated into the gun. Yeah, there were a lot of changes made since Season 0.
What about the Prowler? That submachine gun.
The Prowler
that was in care packages too.
Yep, the Prowler had from start. So from start, all of the weapons for the most part that were on the ground, was like Prowler and stuff. Those were all ground weapons from the start. The only weapons that were in the supply drop at start was the Kraber and the Mastiff shotgun. And the Mastiff was very overpowered. That was very annoying at Season 0. So I'm glad they kind of tweaked that a bit too, because now it's more balanced. But when it was in that supply drop, that Mastiff was a death sentence. You saw anyone with a Mastiff, it was over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the care package weapons, triple take will replace the Peacekeeper supply drops. This means the marksman weapon will now come with 9 ammo clips with 63 reserve shots. Whatever, no big deal. It's not that big of a deal for me. I honestly don't really care much about the triple take being gone. It's we still have another.
I'll be honest, I very rarely use snipers in Apex. Partially because I'm not that great at shooting snipers in this game.
Snipers are good if you get used to them. Like I said, I wasn't always big with snipers either, but you get used to them. They come in handy sometimes, especially towards the end game. Towards the end where it's like a couple squads left. It does come in handy sometimes. But the triple take has had its fire rate increased from 1.2 to 1.3. Well, I mean, not a really big drastic change. The time to full charge has been reduced to 1.1 seconds to a flat 1 second. I mean, again, no big deal. Other than marksman weapons move speed buff, the 30-30 repeater had its leg damage multiplier increased from 0. Ooh, wow, okay. So it increased a little bit of damage. The G7 Scout, on the other hand, is a slight nerf, increases the hipfire spread to be more in line with other weapons of its class. Okay, that makes sense. So here's the big change. Because one thing that made the Wingman deadly was the Skull Piercer hop up. But they took out the Skull Piercer hop up for this season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
that's a big change.
Right, but it says here that they did increase the damage for headshots from 2.0 to 2.15 since the Skull Piercer is out of the rotation, which is fair. The Spitfire had its recoil controllability reduced early in its pattern, making it just a bit hard to aim and in the open. I mean, I think the Spitfire. Listen, the Spitfire is a pray and spray gun, anyways.
I'll be honest, like they've been talking about the Spitfire nerf. I've used the Spitfire lately, like even more so than normal because it's one of the challenges you have to do for like machine guns. Like I barely noticed a difference.
That's true too. I played it with you. Yeah, we played it the other day, and there was barely a noticeable change with the Spitfire.
Yeah.
I mean, I do still think it needed a nerf, but it's not really noticeable. So I don't know what the big change really did. But the Havoc. I don't like the Havoc because it's the controllability on it is a little too hard. But it says here that they have changed it to be a little bit easier, which is good because the Havoc is another weapon that a lot of people don't want to pick up because it's a little annoying to shoot. All assault rifles headshot multipliers has been reduced. Oh, okay. Well, body shots it is. The Hemlock. Okay. Since this is already the case with the Hemlock, this is probably going to affect the R301 Flatline and Havoc. Okay. Oh, here we go. Our favorite, the Mozambique and P2020 buff. Okay, so they are buffing the other guns. That's pretty exciting. The Mozambique has a lighter pellet spread with lower 2 projectiles, which should make it more useful considering its magazine size has been upgraded from 4 to 6. Oh, no.
That means 2 extra shots you can get up for it to reload.
Well, if they both still have the hammer point, so the hammer point on those guns make those guns ridiculous. For sure. So if you get a hammer point and it's still in rotation, which I don't see it saying it was taken out. Let's see, changes in hop-ups. Hold on. Oh, yep. Both hammer point and skull piercer hop-ups have been vaulted. Dang. Well, that sucks. Oh, but the P2020 respawn is giving the gun increased bullet damage from 15 to 18. Ooh. Okay. That's not bad. Peacekeeper's returning. We don't care. Peacekeeper's basically the Peacekeeper. Listen, the Peacekeeper is basically a massive shotgun you can charge up. That's it. It's just as powerful as a massive shotgun. It's just a little bit easier to shoot than a Mastiff. Mastiff needs some pinpoint accuracy and some good timing to get a good shot off. And Peacekeeper is a little bit more of a bang bang. I shoot you till you dead.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Yeah. Up, hold on. Oh my god, that scared the crap out of me. I accidentally played on a video. I was like, wait a minute. I am sad that the hammer point skull piercer are vaulted because the hammer point on the P2020 and a Mozambique made those guns pretty much usable. So
yeah, it's weird not gonna have them around because I got used to relying on them a little bit if I ever picked up those guns.
Right, and again, if you had a hammer point on a Mozambique, those shots really hit, and that's kind of upsetting. I don't get the shatter caps and the dead eyes tempo. I don't get those 2 hop ups. I know they're for the bokeh, but having them be used on other weapons, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, changes to the fully kitted rotation of season 9. Oh, these are the fully kitted weapons. Interesting.
Yeah, I picked up an R99 before. A fully kitted one.
Oh, a fully kitted R99 is ridiculous, but wow. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not bad.
The other ones I've not found yet. The only one I've ever found is an
I've
Artisan now.
found all of these before. I've found like these guns have already have had their golden fully kitted moments. This is a new one, so I mean, I found one of those too though. I picked it up
Could you
off eBay
imagine a
personally.
fully kitted wingman though?
Oh, a fully kitted wingman was a problem for people who knew how to use a wingman. Um, so these are the guns that were removed from last season, and then these are the ones added. So I do like how they kind of you notice the simp that the pattern they always have, a they have a pistol, a sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind. They always have a light gun and a heavy gun, so I don't mind it. I don't really care that much, to be honest with you. Oh, another takeaway is the arc stars. Ooh, since respawn remove the aim and movement slow from the, it's still gonna be death blow if people get stuck. Oh, okay. Crate drop strikes will
Honestly,
be
I've never
round.
gotten stuck by an arc star before.
Oh, I have. I've stuck many people. I mean,
you ever been the victim of a stuck though?
Yes, I have 100% been a victim of a stuck. Trust me. I have. It sucks, but I mean, it happens. It doesn't happen too often. You don't see a lot of people get stuck by grenades, but it does happen. So, I mean, I guess that's really it, I guess, for the most part. I mean, there's nothing really that crazy. Like, I think, like you said, you didn't notice any changes. I didn't really either. The only changes that,
yeah, people were flipping out about the Spitfire nerfs. I'm like, I don't even notice anything.
right,
Like maybe it's like a little different when you first shoot it off, but that's it.
Right, I'm not like that. Meh. It's like no big deal. These are not new. Like they always rotate hop ups and guns every season. So it's not that huge of a deal. Like I said, the only thing I would say that I would not care about or that I don't like is that the triple take is in the supply drop because we already have a sniper in there, so the Kraber is in there. So I felt like if they were going to put the Peacekeeper back on the ground, they should have just done another weapon that we haven't seen in there yet. Like maybe they could have put the Spitfire this season in there since the Spitfire was kind of OP. Maybe that's probably what they should have done, is just put the Spitfire in there. But it is what it is. It's not the worst thing, honestly. What is your end take on this, RJ?
It's just more balances to make sure the game functions properly, and responding to feedback they got from the last season. We're only like a week in, so I'm sure as the season goes on, they're going to make even more changes and updates to how the guns work as time goes on.
What's up, chat? By the way, we're not ignoring you. We're just having the discussion. But
yes.
So yeah, no, I agree with you. Everything you said is right. I got nothing to agree with you. But
disagree with me.
I do not want to disagree with you. So now we're going to talk about the reason why now is the good time for people to really get into Apex Legends. You just started last season, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't even like at the start of season 8. It was like towards the middle, season 8.
Now, what is your take on it for you personally? Like, why did you really start getting back into it?
Because I was friends with you.
Oh, I convinced you. But why do you still play? Because you don't always play with me. You play by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, for me, it's the same reason why I got into Fortnite so much and why I play that pretty much all the time. It's because I like collecting stuff. I like, I love getting battle passes and just grinding it out to earn rewards and stuff, whether they be skins or just new cosmetic stuff. I like customizing things like that. And by the way, the avatars of Horizon. It's a Horizon legendary skin. I don't remember the name of it, though. I think it's Dark Matter.
Yeah, it's Dark Matter. I have it, too. I have that skin.
But yeah, I mean, just for me, it's just a fun gameplay loop, For me, it's like the kind of game I can just like sit back and play for like an hour. If I got nothing else better to do, I can just sit down and play, It's right. I just like good pick them up and play kind of games. It's like I don't really need to think about it or get too engaged in like a story or something.
Right. Now, I can see why, because I've played it since launch, so technically season 0. And I can understand why a lot of people weren't like really on Apex Legends that much, or they tried it and they got tired of it. Because in the beginning, guys, it was only one map.
Mm-hmm.
It was only one map.
That's like what, 5 characters?
No, you can unlock Caustic and Mirage.
Oh, okay, okay.
But there was only one map. There weren't too many characters. There were enough that, you can have a solid match, but overall, yeah, it got a little boring playing the same map over and over again for the first few months. Yeah. And then they started doing stuff. They started changing the map to make it more, a little different. We all wanted a new map. Then we got Olympus, we got World's Edge, and then we wanted another map. So I understand at first, yeah, Apex seemed kind of dull and boring for most people because it was kind of like wash, rinse, repeat. But I would say now, after everything that has come out, now would be a great time for people who aren't who were maybe interested in it in the beginning, stop playing. Now's a great time to get back into it. There is more than one map now. They have a couple more options. It's not just squads. You can do duos. They have special events. They give away a lot of cosmetic stuff. They give away a lot of free loot crates. So even though people aren't really hip with free to play, but pay for cosmetics, they do technically give you a lot. If you calculate how many crates they give you, just every level when you start, they give you a crate. So every level you level up in the game, you get a loot crate. You stack those up, you're gonna have a ton of free loot crates. The battle pass, $10. I like, you guys have watched me. Last season I didn't spend a single. Well, I did spend money on crates, but for the most part, I didn't open any crates from my battle pass. And I had a fair amount stacked up.
That kind of backfired a little bit at the start of the season, though, because you had to wait till the servers went live to open them all.
Oh my god, I know, that was so bad, annoying. Let's not talk about that. But no, like this season is a really good place to start. The new characters, they have enough characters that you could play around with. Valkyrie, yeah.
I mean, there's just pretty so much awesome content now compared to when it first started. It's like the difference in content, like how much they've added to the game. Like I said, arenas is a perfect game mode for new players to hop in on.
Oh yeah, because you know what? Arenas is perfect. And that's why I said now is a great time to get into Apex Legends, because now there's arenas. And for those of you who don't like Battle Royale style games, Arena isn't Battle Royale. So it's one team versus one team. So it's a team deathmatch, which is great for those of you who do like those type of games. And it does give you a little bit of nostalgia of like, a little bit of a Titanfall, because it's that was a team deathmatch oriented game, So yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, I had a question for you actually, because this has been a hot topic lately. Have you been playing more arenas lately or more battle royale?
More arenas.
Okay, because I have a feeling that that's going to be a theme for this season, because I have seen a growing concern that there's going to be less people playing battle royale than normal, and like that's not going to get as much attention this season.
Well, here's the thing. Yes and no, because you have to remember, for the last 2 years, Apex Legends has been a battle royale game. So for us, people have been playing it since, like I said, since launch, or for a lot longer than the last 2 seasons. This is new. This is new for us. It's another option. It's something new. So yeah, a lot of people who are very much used to playing Apex Legends as it's been for a while, we have something new to play, a whole new game mode that's permanent. That's a permanent mode. It's not just like because here's the thing. When Apex does new events, like special events in their game, like seasonal events or stuff like that, a lot of us will stop playing like the regular game mode and play the events until it's over, because it's time limited. But I think playing arena, yeah, right now, everybody, the hype about it, it's fun. Like we balance out. When we're tired of playing arena, we'll go back to Battle Royale. But yeah, right now, yeah, arena is getting a lot of hype because it's new. It's not a Battle Royale. It's a team deathmatch within a Battle Royale game, which is cool, because look at all the other Battle Royale games. They have way different types of modes that people can play outside of Battle Royale.
I mean, Fortnite has Save the World and creative mode if you want to like just mess around and do stuff in that, Right. So I think having Arena isn't going to take away from the Battle Royale aspect of it. I think it's just... I mean, look at Call of Duty, they have Warzone, but if you want to play traditional multiplayer, you can get the multiplayer from the game,
Right.
I think Warzone's bundled into every new Call of Duty now. So
I think what games are doing now is they're trying to incorporate 2 types of genres in one same game, which is smart, because if you don't want to play a battle royale game, you can still play Call of Duty with all the new stuff that the battle royale characters have. So that's, like I said, that's why I like Arena, because they still keep the same elements of what makes Apex Legends cool as far as characters and their skills, but they make it so that it's not too overpowered. You have to pay for, with points for your weapons and the hop ups and the upgrades and your abilities. You can't just go in and use your abilities. So it's kind of more tactical that way for me, don't you think? Where you have to kind of decide how many points you have and what you want to put those points towards to advance the game.
No, absolutely, yeah. I mean, especially in the first round, because the first round you get 550 points. So you got to decide: do you want to buy a more powerful gun, or do you want to buy like smaller pistols and stuff?
Right, because I've had games where, depending on my character, I might just opt out to spend the least amount of money, so I'm rocking a pistol and hope to God I'm good with it.
Right.
And then I'll just opt out my abilities. But yeah,
especially for you, because you play as Lifeline, so you need to make sure you get a golden backpack.
Right, a golden backpack. So for anyone who plays Apex Legends and Arena and you're playing Lifeline, always get that golden backpack as soon as you can, because that thing is gonna help you the most especially in Arena. So yeah. But speaking of tips and tricks, so if you want to get into Apex, I know a few people, because they meet me, like you said, they get into Apex and check it out. And I've had a couple people ask me questions. So basically, what I can tell you is this: you're gonna suck a lot when you first start. I've smurfed before. I've been on teams where there are people who it takes getting used to. You're playing with people who've been playing it for a little bit. You usually get matched with people around your same skill set in the beginning. Depending on your KD, if you start going in, you're actually just marking people, they'll start putting you in bigger lobbies. But you have to understand, like, sometimes you're going to get matched in games where there are people there who are very more experienced. They know the map. So number one, if you start off and you just start getting smoked, it's fine. Get familiarized with the map. Stay with your team, obviously, but start getting familiarized with the map. That's the first advice I'm going to give new players. Is each map is different. Know where your exits, your entrances, are, just so you know where you can go get in and out quickly. Number two, high ground will always be your best. Always try to get high ground. Never try to take on a team when they have the high ground. You will lose. I will tell you that right now. You will 100% lose that battle. I tell people that all the time. Like, dude, if you're getting shot from above, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, sometimes you get lucky, but don't do it. Don't do it at all. Another thing too. Before you get into a match, I highly recommend going into the firing range with a character, playing around with their abilities, familiarizing yourself with the weapons, shooting them, getting a good feel for it.
Don't make the same mistake I did. I never really checked out fire range that much, so I play as a new character and I have no clue what I was doing. Since we running around, you're like, you need to be doing this on voice chat. I'm like, I don't know. I never played this character before.
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah. Definitely go into the fire range with each character. I know it sounds like a lot, but if you feel like if you just want to jump in, if you want to do it that way. But if you really want to get a little bit ahead of the game, so you're not completely blindsided, especially when you're just starting off, because you are going to be getting in with new players as well who probably haven't done this. But definitely take a character that looks appealing to you. Go into the fire range. You play with their abilities, try to understand them. There are things in the firing range that help you get your ultimate ability, so you can play around with it, see how it works. Because every character has a good balance. There are pros and cons to every legend, and getting familiarized with those things will help you and be more effective when you're playing.
No, for sure.
Yeah, like, perfect example, the new character Valkyrie. Her abilities is she can fly, but she can't shoot while she's flying. She's pretty much a sitting duck in the air. So, and then on top of that, she has a limit to how much flight she can actually do. So you have to always be conscious of the bar that tells you how long you can stay in the air. Her ultimate ability, she's immobilized. She can't move while she's waiting for her teammates to come and hook up to her, and if not, she has to take off, you know. But like I said, there are always pros and cons to every character and every on all these games for the most part. So you really have to familiarize yourself with these things so you're not, like I said, out of the loop. And that'll actually give you a big advantage when you're starting off in the game, because if you know how your character works, you know their perks, you know their limitations, you already know more than what most people in those lobbies will know, because most people just jump in and pray.
Right.
You know, I've smurfed. I played with these new players, and if it wasn't for me, they probably wouldn't have gotten their first win for a while. You know, I played a game last night on my Smurf account, because I do it sometimes to decompress when I'm getting destroyed in lobbies that I'm used to being in, and sometimes I'll just go in there and just, you know, maybe help a team, new players get a win, you know, get their first win. And I you see so many mistakes, and it's funny because being somebody who's played this game for so long, going back and like, wow, were we really that bad? Like, not knowing common sense things, like, you know, in the middle of a firefight, maybe not the best idea to start looting. Maybe don't sit there and loot. And that's another thing too. I had to tell Wrinkle this before when we were first starting. Get faster at looting. 100%. Because number one, there's a tactic everybody uses in Apex called armor swapping. So if you're in a battle and you have no shield, if there is a shield nearby laying on the ground, pick it up. Doesn't matter if it's a lesser one. Say you have a level 5 shield and you're being shot at. There's a level 2 shield on the ground. If your shield's out of energy, pick that level 2 up. It'll save your life. Now, we do that with loot boxes. If there's a loot box nearby in a firefight and you have time, run to that loot box, quickly grab that shield. Just if you don't have, you know what I mean? Because it's a faster way to kind of, if you don't have time to heal, that's the fastest way to do it. So I tell people all the time, your biggest problem will be looting, because third parties are a big issue in Apex. So if you're in a fight and you win that fight, you think you have time to sit there and loot your, you know, claim your winnings. No, you have literally maybe seconds, if less, to grab. So that's why I say loot as fast as you can. Get good at like knowing what stuff looks like. Grab what you can. Get familiarized with it, because that, like I said, that will change the game for you.
No, for sure, for sure. just don't spam the square button. You're saggy though.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, I'll bite you. And don't steal your teammates' stuff. Listen, and dibs is a real thing. Okay, you can dibs an item. If somebody says dibs, don't be a dick and take their their dibs item. That's just not cool. Don't do it. I feel like Respawn needs to fix that, because they fixed that with the replicator. Because before, when the replicator first became part of the game, you would make something and people would just come in and take it. But now they made it so that, you know, that you can't, nobody can take it unless you ping it for somebody, or you leave it there for a certain amount of seconds and somebody can take it. They need to do that with the dib system. The moment somebody says dibs, that nobody should be able to pick that up on your team.
But what if someone trolls though? They already have the item, but they call dibs on it.
Well, then there should be like a seconds, like the replicator, like there's a certain amount of seconds. Unless you just keep dibsing it, then that's just stupid. I can see people doing that, but at the same time, it's like, at least I would be like, okay, but at least Respawn tried, because man, I don't know how many times I was looking for something and somebody would say, hey, heavy ammo mag here, level 3, and I'm like, dibs, and then somebody else just snatches it and you just see it disappear. You're like, I know one of you assholes took that. I know one of you guys did. What a dick thing to do. But yeah, honestly, that's pretty much, like I said, what it is. Like, you know, get familiarized with the map, get familiarized with the characters, get familiarized with the weapons, get familiarized with everything, and that'll help you kind of do better when you start off your first match. Because again, if you start practicing and you know, again, feel free to, if you guys have any questions about characters or have any questions about anything Apex Legends related, me and RJ are it. Like, hit us up and ask us, because I want to be able to help people. I've even offered lessons. Like, I've offered people lessons to teach them how to play Apex Legends, because I love the game so much, and I'm willing to take time to actually help new players get into it, because I do believe in what Respawn's doing with this game. I love Titanfall. I love, you know, Apex Legends. So if any of you guys are really wanting to get into it and are very serious, let me know. I will 100% go into fire range with you and show you everything you need to know about Apex Legends. That's why we started Legends Lounge.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
So RJ, do you have really any final thoughts on anything? Because it's not really much. I mean, I'm just happy the new season's actually good, even though it had a rocky start.
Yeah, I've been having fun with this season. It's been a blast to play, and I always, enjoy chatting it up about it. Right now they got an arenas event going on for the next 6 days, so enjoy that.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to where the season is going. I'm a little disappointed about the friggin'. I will say this: can we please bring back the actual quests? Because the comic books are kind of like yeah, you weren't there, and it sucks that you weren't. But the first time they came out with these like comic books or quests, it was when they were teasing Olympus, and we got actual quests. I mean, we were actually going into the game to do certain levels to get something that added to the game. And once you got all the pieces together, you realized it was Ash's head, and then at the finale of it, you brought her head to her body, and she announced that, welcome to Olympus. So I love that we actually got to play games to do challenges to get the quests done, and we get to see the story, which was cool. But they just said screw that, and now we just read comics, and it's kind of like, I like the lore, but I also liked having to play for it. So I hate when they do that. Why does everything I like get discontinued, or they stop doing it? They do that with drinks. I hate it. If they start discontinuing bubble tea, I am rioting. RJ muted. But anyways, yeah. I really wish we got some actual good content with the quests, but I'll take it. We have arenas. But yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. RJ is muted. I think he's talking to someone or something. Hold on. I think he said he'd be right back. Oh, he's got to bring stuff in the house. But yeah, I want him to be able to say bye. So I'm going to keep talking. Yeah, Carl, sounds like this is a kind of advice for double dating. You said, well, tell me I'm wrong. I mean, what do you mean? This is not the kind of advice for dating. It's kind of advice for getting good at Apex Legends for anyone who wants to. Because it's great. It's a great game. I love it. And yeah, I don't know. Bubble tea is not a drink. It is food. It's not. The bobas are food, but no. It's Oh, here he is. Well, I was gonna end because there's really not much we can add to this. I mean, let's see. Is there anything you can think of to add to this, RJ?
Bring back the quest, because I think that sounds pretty neat.
Yes, bring back the quest. That sounds pretty neat. All right, well, that's all we got, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check out RJ's YouTube channel, because we do other things outside of Apex Legends. So check out RJ's channel.
I don't have a life. What are you talking about?
I don't either. Check out my channel if you want. It's there. It's there. I do stuff and things. I talk about stuff and things. I'm going live probably shortly after this. But also check out all the PlayStation Plus podcast YouTube channels. They are in the channel section of the PlayStation Plus podcast page. So please go over there. Make sure you sub to all of those amazing people, because they are amazing. Every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do a collective podcast together.
This week's episode should be interesting, I think.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it, but
yeah,
cool people might be showing up. So
oh yeah, we always try to get people to show up and have some great conversations. So definitely make sure you subscribe. If you guys catch us on the replay and you're new here, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you're interested in this kind of content that we do over here over the PlayStation Plus podcast. And thank you guys so much for just being awesome and amazing. And yeah, with that said, I guess we'll see you in the arena, Legends, and y'all have a great rest of your Thursday. Yeah.
See y'all later.
Yes. Do it, RJ.
Yes.
No, you gotta go. Yes.
Yes.
That was awful. We're gonna end on that note. Peace. We out.